Hi guys, welcome back. This is Anushka Naik, and today's topic is white dwarf stars. I think most of you know what a white dwarf star is, but trust me, this is very interesting. White dwarfs are basically the burnt out cores of stars. When a red giant expels most of its outer material, it becomes a planetary nebula, and what remains is the core of the star, which becomes a very hot white dwarf with a temperature over 100,000 Kelvin. A white dwarf, also called a degenerate dwarf, is a stellar core remnant composed mostly of electron degenerate matter. A white dwarf is very dense. Its mass is that comparable to that of the Sun, while its volume is comparable to that of Earth. A white dwarf's faint luminosity comes from the emission of stored thermal energy. No fusion takes place in a white dwarf. The nearest known white dwarf is Sirius B at 8.6 light-years. The smaller component of the binary star, they're currently thought to be A2 white dwarfs among the 100 star systems nearest the Sun. The unusual faintness of white dwarfs was first recognized in 1910. The name white dwarf was coined by Willem Lutyens in 1922. The central region of a typical white dwarf star is composed of a mixture of carbon and oxygen, surrounded by a thin envelope of helium and an even thinner layer of hydrogen. When a star like the Sun, or with an initial mass of up to 3 or 4 solar masses, has burned off all of its hydrogen fuel, it expands to become a red giant. After the outward pressure of the fusion reaction stops, the star expels most of its outer material and creates a planetary nebula, until only the hot core remains, which then settles down to become a young white dwarf. A typical white dwarf is half as massive as the Sun, yet only slightly bigger than the Earth. This makes white dwarfs one of the densest forms of matter, surpassed only by neutron stars. White dwarfs have no way to keep themselves hot, unless they accrete matter from other close-by stars. Therefore, they cool down over the course of many billions of years. Eventually, such stars cool completely and become black dwarfs. Black dwarfs do not radiate at all. So this is it for today's video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. And stay tuned to the next interesting topic by my partner Shivika Nair. Thank you all.